Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to my sketchbook. It is a new year. It is the end of the holiday season. The Christmas break is over. A lot of people are back to school. That's lots of fun. I have an idea. So, around this time of year, I get all kinds of treats. Some I buy myself, some I actually get gifted to me. This is one of those fun things. Girl Guide cookies. They are spectacular and fun and all that neat stuff. I enjoy these. I almost feel bad I'm eating them on camera, but, well, kind of felt like it. I have this sitting on a shelf. This kind of makes me laugh looking at this thing. This is pretty old. Along with this, I have like Ernie and Bert, and I also have some other characters as well, but these are all like Fisher Price characters. They have the peg bottom, all that kind of stuff. Cookies. That's kind of what this is about. And Girl Guides. I've known lots of people who were Girl Guides. I know people who are currently Girl Guides. I buy a lot of cookies. I get a lot of cookies gifted to me. This is going to sound ridiculous. I don't think I've bought cookies from Girl Guides in a very, very long time. And what I mean by that is, even though I know young women, young ladies who are Girl Guides, they have not sold me cookies. It's always their parents that sell me cookies. I don't know if Girl Guides go door to door. I suppose in this day and age, that may not be a thing anymore. Anyway, I'm going to draw a picture somehow related to Girl Guides and Cookie Monster, or maybe not at all. I have my pen, I have the inkwell open. I have another idea though as well. So here I have some acrylic markers. I'm going to make a little bit of a mess, I think. So I'm going to use two different types of blue. Now, if you hung out with me during the lead up to Christmas, I did a shadow drawing that included elves. And I just basically blotched out color and then added detail to it after. So that's what I'm going to do. For this, I'm going to start off with something that's not going to require color. It's the eyes. The eyes of Cookie Monster. So, that should be easy. And it won't look exactly like Cookie Monster because I don't really see the point in doing things exactly. And if you can do things from memory, that's fine too. Let's get a quick look at this. Cookie Monster's doing things here. I like cookies. So, let's go back to this. Come on, zoom in. There we go. I do like that his eyes move around. Something kind of happened with Cookie Monster. I'm going to say probably 15 years ago, maybe even longer. He became a lot more responsible in his cookie eating. He truly understands a balanced, I guess, diet. And by diet, I mean the things that you just eat. So he eats a lot better than he once did. So I guess he's still a monster, and I guess he still likes cookies. I just don't know if he likes cookies like he used to. I think he will eat carrots and anyway, good for Cookie Monster. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to isolate the eyes with my paint marker. And I'm going to make a little messy blob. The Muppets are amongst my favorite creatures. There's very few things on this planet that really can trick me for my attention. Not because I'm super smart, it's more to do with I'm often very skeptical, but I will suspend my skepticism with Muppets. If a Muppet tells me to have a great day, I will make sure that I have a great day because Muppets are the best. Now, that's just a blotch, right? Over here, let's see if we can blotch in a hand. And I'm going to move this around a little bit. Now, I'm going to say this because it's true. I am not endorsed by Muppets, the Jim Henson Company. I am not endorsed by the Girl Guides. I'm just a fan of making sure that people can be involved in really fun activities. And the Girl Guides have been great for that sort of thing. Sort of like the Beavers or the Boy Scouts, even the Sparkies. If you can get yourself involved with a bunch of people your age, or if you can volunteer with a bunch of people who could use some guidance because you were once there, I think there's a great benefit to that. This is messy. I like it so far. Next here, although not exactly the same, I'm going to take a bite off this cookie. Wonderful. This Girl Guide cookie box is a very similar color. So I'm going to use that because, well, I feel like it. Oh my goodness. I don't know how many of you have involved yourself in the Girl Guides and have sold cookies. As I said, I don't think I've bought Girl Guide cookies, even though I buy a lot of Girl Guide cookies and I get a lot of them gifted to me. I don't think I've bought Girl Guide cookies from actual living, breathing Girl Guides in a very long time. So it's generally through their parents. Not a terrible thing, just kind of funny. A little observation that, you know, somebody will say, "Hey, I have Girl Guides. What kind of cookies do you want? Do you want those like, the black and white, chocolate vanilla sandwich cookies, or do you want those chocolatey mint super duper awesome ones?" And of course, I prefer to have the super duper awesome ones. So there you go. Not always a choice either, mind you. Let's back this out just a little bit for my little messy thing going on here. Okay. If you have any of these kind of markers, they're super fun. I just kind of, I treat them a little bit differently than ink, of course. Let's see now. Okay, that's drying. I'm going to use a little bit more of this dark blue again here, just to fill in some of the other things floating around since I left space. That's sort of the thing with this type of marker. You can leave space if you need to. You don't have to, because it'll go over the top of other colors too. But I kind of think a little bit differently anyway. Okay. Next, I'm going to use, well, unfortunately, I don't have a chocolatey color that matches that, so it's probably going to have to end up being black. While I eat cookies, and I'm crafty, you see. Crafty. I'm going to start off with this brown anyway, because it's a little bit lighter. Then I'll redo some of that. All right. Red. Oh, let's go with a little bit of pink in here. Now, Cookie Monster doesn't seem to have regular teeth. Not that I can remember. I didn't look him up either, mind you. I'm pretty sure he doesn't, though. What am I going to do now? I got this. I'm going to add some highlights with some lighter blue. And I can get rid of them after if I feel like it. Do, 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 do. Sesame Street has got to be one of the most iconic bits of programming for TV because it was specifically made for kids. But every so often they would have things in there for adults too. So the grown-ups could watch while they were watching along, and you're pretty safe that you weren't going to see terrible things. You were going to learn your ABCs and the count 1, 2, 3 and all that kind of stuff. And some of those songs, to this day, I still remember. And depending on how old some of you are, you can probably remember a lot of those songs too. Like if I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, some people will automatically think about a ladybug picnic. That's funny to me. And that's something that I don't know if I've seen really since childhood. I'm going back to this blue and I'm just going to do a little bit of outline. And then I'm going to go in and add detail again with my pen. The next thing, before I really get rid of that, is on the box of the chocolatey mint cookies, right up here, there's this really neat clover. Now, clovers are often green. This one's blue. And I'm still eating cookies. Cookies! So I'm going to draw a clover right here. Sorry about all the munching sounds in the background there. Sort of sorry, not really sorry. Haven't had supper. Haven't had breakfast. Haven't had a meal yet. Still early. I like to get up super early, though. As I said, it's back to school for a lot of people. I'm not in school anymore. So those of you who are, maybe you're checking this out later on in the day, not a problem. Okay, so that's one messy little 3-leaf clover for the Girl Guides. Okay. Let's see if we can add a little bit of detail to this. I'm going to dip my pen off to one side. I'm going to go back in. I don't really have to do a lot with it. I think it'll probably stand alone. Look at that, I got a little bit of blue on my finger from that clover. Okay. I remember being a kid watching Cookie Monster and thinking, I think Cookie Monster loves cookies so much, but I don't know how much he wastes of cookies. It seems like he eats so messy. He's so enthusiastic about eating cookies. Cookies go everywhere. Crumbs go everywhere. And it is a reminder to all of us to be careful with their crumbs and to clean up after ourselves, I suppose. This Cookie Monster was pretty dramatic with those cookies. Let us try a little bit of texture with this thin mint styled cookie. Oh, delightful. There's hints of brown still there. Hopefully, that hint will influence people to believing that, yes, these are chocolate cookies, even though it doesn't look like a dark chocolate. The hints of brown, maybe they'll work in our favor. Now, his mouth doesn't need to be so dramatic. Now, I think the Girl Guides are a wonderful organization. And that has to do with teaching practical things as well. We live in an age where people will go to the internet and learn about things, but don't really get a chance to really put those things into practice. And I think organizations like the Guides or the Scouts, they're great for that sort of thing because you get the opportunity to put into practice what you learn. You want to tie knots, you want to light a campfire, you want to do that kind of stuff around responsible supervision. So if you see it on the internet, I don't recommend just trying that stuff out because it doesn't really benefit you if you're not really familiar with what to do with that. So I'm going to kind of duplicate the box just a little bit. And up here, we're going to pretend that we're going to spell out a bunch of things, but we don't have to. Let's say that's probably almost where the L would be. A-T-E-Y. Over here, there would be another 3-leaf clover, which would be in blue, but we don't have to do that way right now. And we'd say Girl Guides there. And of course, we have some smiling humans here. But of course, we can't really make out all of those things. Okay, that's roughly what we're going to do with that. I think that's it. Just a kind of a fun thing to draw. We can have kind of like the 3 faces here on the bottom of the box. And they're just, so let me show you what that looks like there. So like they're hanging out there, having a good time. But this is just like rough stuff, detail-wise. You don't have to have too much detail that you can see. There's like another little cookie here. There's a bunch of things that you can talk about. So, before I finish up, of course, let's zap out of this. So yeah, this is what you kind of do when you buy these cookies. You get every box of cookies empowers girls as they share new experiences, discover their unique talents and interests, learn leadership and life skills, build their confidence. That's the sweet power of a Girl Guide cookie. And you know what? There is a lot of joy in supporting something that gives you cookies. So thanks for hanging out, folks. I hope you have a wonderful day. And, come back again. We'll draw something silly or I don't know. It'll be fun. All right. Ciao for now.